Okay, it's still January 15th, and this is the second part of the January 15th news. Because like I had so much news, well actually I just didn't say the news fast enough or whatever. I didn't get through it, alright? And I want to throw it out. So this is the second part of the first part of the news, okay? Because I didn't want to just have news that I did and then just cut it out and throw it away for no fucking good reason. I mean, you know, I don't like my work being just thrown out. What is that crap? So fuck that. So this is the second news, just to make up for the fact that there was more news. I did more news than I should have done. And so this is the second part of the first part of the news. The completion of the news, let me put it that way. So this is the completion of the original first part of the news. So let's go on to the news. This was interesting stuff here. Let's see if I can get my brain working. Come on, brain. All right, brain, come on. Okay. It's related to I got an email about a news story about lie detectors test, and like the fact that they can do this MRI thing now and really identify parts of their brain that are working when you're thinking about certain things, like the difference between a hammer or a wrench or a lug nut, or, you know, it creates a certain image, and using computers they can map the image created by certain concepts because they're common to most people's brains. So it's sort of interesting. I mean, it's not something going to come out today, but obviously it would have an implication of being able to create a lie detector test, because you could judge through this brain pattern whether somebody's being truthful or not. And so in a related story to that, I read another story about wine, and that they did this test with $90 a bottle of wine and $5 a bottle of wine. And they found out that even the perception of the cost of the wine made people think the wine was better. You know, they had a real enhanced pleasurable experience just because they thought the wine was more expensive, even though it wasn't. Even though it was, you know, they're giving $5 wine to people and they were thinking it was $90 wine, they still thought it was better wine because of that. But then they also found out the old funny one, you know, the sidebar to it was that they ended up finding out that people preferred the $5 wine over the $90 wine. And so like the wine connoisseur's explanation is that, well, they don't have the sophisticated enough a palate to you know, appreciate the finer wine. It just seemed very funny that, you know, $5 wine, you know. Anyway, it's just funny. All right, then the European Union is going to go after Microsoft again. Well, they're investigating anyway. Yeah, because Microsoft's, you know, they're always pulling this shit. You know, the operating system's kind of built in still to all this software crap, and so if you don't buy the operating system, you really can't run your software and all this other crap. So, I mean, any investigation is good when it comes to these software companies, so I say bravo, but they probably won't do anything, so it doesn't matter. They might be just wanting to get more money, extort more money out of Microsoft, you know, like give us some money or we'll do something. You know, that might be all it's about. But anyway, okay, that Israel, the Prime Minister of Israel says all options are open regarding Iran, which is always, you know, you don't like hearing this fucking shit, you know. I mean, not all options shouldn't be open. Nuclear war really shouldn't be an option. But, you know, I have this real feeling, you know, Israel is so reckless, you know, that as soon as Iran gets their nuclear power plant running, Israel's going to go in there with their fucking fighters or bombers, and they're going to blow it up, and they're going to create a big fucking mess. I really see it happening, because they're just reckless assholes. We really shouldn't be paying them to have this religious state anyway. Well, I don't want to get into the whole Israeli thing, but it really was a bad idea. This is just a bad idea, creating a religious state. Anyway. Alright. So what's this last story? Supreme Court. Yeah, they won't review. I mean, you know, the Supreme Court only reviews like 1% of, it's less than that, it's like 0.01%. Well, anyway, it's like they only review 1 out of 1,000 appeals to the Supreme Court. And it's really sad, you know, because you get fucked over in the courts. The appeals court fucks you over, and your only hope is the Supreme Court, and you have a 1 in 1,000 chance that they'll fucking hear your case. And so they turned down a case that involves the, you know, there's these terminally ill people, and they want to use, you know, they're desperate. They got no medical treatment, and so they go to these, you know, these companies have some treatment that isn't tested yet thoroughly, but they say, okay, well, I'm willing to endure it. I'm willing to take the risk, and So the patients are basically claiming they have a constitutional right to, yeah, get treatment if they want it, and that the, you know, that the Food and Drug Administration really doesn't have a right to stop them if they have nothing to lose by going for it. And you know, so the court basically decided that, yeah, the people don't have a right to, you know, if the FCC says no, they can't. I mean, the federal, whatever. The health thing, organization, whatever it is. What the hell is it? Food and drug thing. Yeah, food and drug. And so, yeah, I mean, but see, that's really disappointing, because if they won't even take that case, then, you know, how far are we from having a rational right to die case when they won't even let dying people try to live? I mean, you know, when are they going to let dying people die, you know? They're fucked up. I hate this bullshit. We gotta get these conservative fuckers off the goddamn court. I mean, there's no other reason to vote for the stupid ass Democrat. It's just to get these assholes out of the Supreme Court. These religious fucking nuts. You know, you Ron Paul fuckers. Well, anyway, he's not gonna get elected anyway, but fuck all you Republican fuckers, you know, for your goddamn $50 in tax cuts. You fuck up the whole fucking country with these conservative assholes we have on the goddamn courts. God, you suck. Anyway, all right, enough of that. So that's the news. Late. Yeah, I know. I was supposed to do this yesterday. I didn't do it. I got tired. Happens. You get tired sometimes, and you don't do something. You say, hey, I'm fucking tired. And, you know, then I got involved in other things that I probably shouldn't have gotten involved in. And so, yeah, I'm not 100%, but okay. That's it. But that's all. I'm not making excuses, but I don't have to. Because I have a new contract, and it's a pretty good contract, and so I don't have to worry about this shit anymore. I do the news when I feel like doing the news, and I can ramble as much as I want to ramble, and nobody can do anything about it. Well, I mean, you can do something about it, I guess. So yeah, I mean, if the ratings go low enough, I'm going to lose my job. But yeah, so I better straighten up and quit fucking around, I guess, right? Because I have a vested interest in preserving my employment. So I apologize for this rambling part here. No more rambling. Well, none of that is as gratuitous as this rambling. And I'm way over time anyway, so this rambling will probably be cut right out of the video anyway, or the film. I mean, what, you know, your movie, film, video, what your choice. Okay, that's all. No more. That's it. The end.